Namaskar and welcome to this exciting episode of Sattology, Debunking Mythology. Sattology means science of truth, a study of truth. Opposite of that is mythology, which is science or study of fake lie or imagination. Most of the history, native history of the world was classified as mythology by the European origin researchers and historians. The purpose was very clear, so that they can establish European supremacy to support their colonial and also to support the guilt that they had of killing so many natives all over the world for the land, resources, and for faith. Faith. Important thing, faith. So this is what has happened. So the only way we can challenge them is through a word, Sattology. I always say the native history is Sattology, and native history all over the world. Hindus are the natives of India. They are the natives because this is the single original native culture surviving till date. And it is the oldest religion and the oldest culture surviving. Therefore, it is called the native culture. Buddhism is not the native culture because it is derived from Sanatan Dharma or Hinduism. So without delay, or Hindutva, because Hinduism is also again a bad word. Without delay, let us welcome Dr. M.L. Raja, who was my host in Trichy as well.
Namaskar.
Namaskar. So, Dr. Raja, one thing which comes to the mind is the calendar system, which we covered the first part last time. And briefly, you can touch upon how the calendars were also modified by the European historians to suit them. Like they picked up the information from the Indian calendar system. The Persians took up. Persians were Hindus. Persians were not outside. Zoroastrians were Hindus. And it reached Arab countries, and Arabs also took it up. And they were initially honest. They always said it came from India. But later on, after the Europeans and the Arab fanaticism grew, then they started saying it is an Arab calendar system. What do you have to say on that?
Actually, what you are told is correct. Persia, the name is Parasikam. That is Parasaka. That means one group of Saka people who settled in Persia, and that name become Parasakam, later become Parasikam, then Persia. In that way, this even not only the calendar system, even in numeral numbers, what you call as Arabic numbers are actually Indian numbers only. Through Arabia, it went to Europe and they called this Arabic. In the same way, the sword, that also came from India. Through Arab, they got it, so they named it as Damascus sword. Initially, they accepted and they looked up India as a great nation, as a guru, but later on, because of their greedy nature, they forget everything and they want to destroy Indian thing. See what the world now follows 12 months and week 7 days of a week, the name of a week. Everything came from India. In this lecture, I will show why there is 12 months for a year, why there are 7 days for a week, why there are 27 Nakshatra, 12 zodiac sign, everything how scientifically derived in India, and it traveled from Persia to Arab to Europe. Like that, I will have a lot of proof. In that way, everything, not only this astronomy, calendar system, medicine, mathematics, everything, even calculus, went from India only to Europe. That is the actual fact. Now they are denying, but slowly people, when read the ancient texts of India, they will realize everything was there before European or American invented. Everything was there in India. For example, for this month and weekdays, that will be a strong evidence for that I will show in this lecture.
No, one of the things is, like, when many secular Hindus or so-called Hindus, they claim that all this is nonsense. How Hindus are claiming everything. I mean, that's the main logic. How Hindus are claiming everything, and they are also saying the point of the. Sorry, there is an incense burning here. Just hold on. So they also claim that the uh, the the Hindus are claiming all this knowledge from Europeans and then presenting as their own. And many times what happens is, like, when the logic is put forth by the Hindus, or that this is Indian, this is Vedic, this is that, they say there is no such thing. And these are, I'm not talking about these as leftist people. These are the mainstream Hindus who have faith in the Shastra. They say like that. What are you to answer to them?
Yes. See, last section I have shown how 360 degrees of a circle derive. See, many people in the common platform, they are just saying without giving evidence. So then they will request for evidence, and when we give evidence only, they will accept. See, people will not accept blindly anything. So if we say that there is a Rigveda, Dwadasa Pradaya Chakramekam, Trini Nabhyani Kavadachikeda, Tasmin Sagam, Trisada Na Shankavo, Shashtirna, 360, like that 360. That sloka, that mantra you have to tell. From where? Rigveda, first mandala, 164 sutta, 48th mantra. Like that, with the evidence, if you tell, then only people accept. Otherwise, they will just blindly you are tell. We have only derived 360 degree for an angle, for a circle. Like that, people will definitely ask question. So, what off-cooked lectures will be commented like that only, because you are told that not the left people, ordinary common people. So, common people, if you say even the youngsters now in India, if you say anything logic with evidence, they are ready to accept now. Yes, it is correct. Without giving evidence, without any logic, if you argue, then only they will ask questions. In that way, but this Europeans also repeatedly telling. For example, and the previous lecture, I am telling that this 43 lakhs 20,000 years for a yuga. Suddenly, one European told that it is not here. It is derived from precision of equinox of 25,600 years. So that only Indians copied. So like that, Europeans also there to comment like that. But we have to work on that. We have to study deeply. Then you can understand, and you can explain strongly, precisely, and absolutely to the youngsters. If we explain only with evidence, with logic, everybody will accept. Otherwise, they will ask question. But the situation will correct in few years. Another few years, it will come to normal.
So we can start the presentation on the part 2 of the calendar system. Meanwhile, my answer to all the skeptics, like, who don't understand this, is very clear, that Europeans, by their own admission, have admitted that they took most of the knowledge from the East. They admitted in the initial scholars, including Socrates, including Plato, including and many American scholars have also accepted it, that the European civilization is built on stolen philosophies. They have said it. Now, that is not the common view, because the Western education system is mostly like a propaganda to justify their control over the world to large extent. And gradually the military was being used to exercise the control, which we see is going down now gradually. So good times are about to come where you'll see more admissions by the European scholars, where they took the knowledge. So Dr. Raja, please continue now.
Vanakkam, namaskar. I express my thanks to Sri Aditya ji and also the volunteers of Sattology and the eminent scholars and students of United States of America, various universities. I thank wholeheartedly to them having come to listen my lecture and thereby encouraging me. This is my second part of Indian calendar system. In the previous part, I explained how the 360 days, and after that, how it modified into 365.25 based on heliacal rising and acronical rising, and other thing I explained. In this, not only the number of days in a year that I explained, in this other time calculations like day, month, and also Manvantara, Kalpa, Yuga, and also the Vinadi, Nadi, that is seconds and minutes equal to that. How third, that is third of a second, 1/60 of the second. All these are how derived and how they equated with the circle concept. That is a revolution of the planets around the sun. That how they exactly correlated the time calculation with the angular calculation and how it is accurate and natural. It is totally astronomical based and how much antiquity. That answer. See, when I say Veda 360-degree, Veda is the oldest text in the entire world. When it mentions 360-degree, that is a strong point that Veda, because since it is the oldest text in the entire world, because it mentioned, so it came from India. That type of proof we got to give. So it is antiquity and astronomical based terminology of time divisions and clarity, knowledgeable derivation, everything I will explain this thing. Not only even the full moon, new moon, what is the name for that in Sanskrit, that also has meaning. Everything I will explain. First, the time divisions, how explained by Aryabhatta in his Aryabhattiyam in this chapter, in this verse. Varsham Dvadasa Masas. That means each year has 12 months. Trimsad Divaso Bhavetsa Masastu. That is, Trimsad means 30 days is 1 month. Shashtir Nadyo Divasaha. So each day has 60 Nadika. That is 2.5 Nadika is 1 hour. Like that. Shashticha Vinadika Nadi. That means 60 Vinadika is equal to 1 Nadi. And Gurvaksharani Shashtir Vinadika 3. That means when we pronounce one long syllable like A, E, O, E, like that, that pronunciation, 60 pronunciation, the time required is 1 Vinadika. How they equated with the pronunciation of alphabets into time calculations. Further, one astonishing thing is Sadeva Va Pranaha. That one respiration, if there is 6 respirations, that also equal to 1 Nadi. Like that, even the respiration of human beings is equated with the time divisions. And further, another important thing is Evam Kara Vibhagaga. That is, this is the time divisions. Chetra Vibhagas Tada Bhakanat. That is, even the angular derivations of a circle is based on the revolution of the Graha. It is actually symmetrical and coincidence and corroborates with the time divisions. That I will explain. See, what is the month? This explanation, a year consists of 12 months. Month 30 days, day 60 Nadi, a Nadi 60 Vinadika. A Vinadika is equal to 60 long syllables. That is the pronunciation time of each long syllable. Not that is like that long syllable, Guruvakshara, or 6 respirations. This is the division of time. And the division of circle, that is the ecliptic, you can say, proceeds in a similar manner from the revolution of the Graha or planets. That they explained. Here, Aryabhattiyam reveals the time limit of pronouncing alphabets in our nation is also based on natural event. That is the time span of Earth revolution around the sun in the ecliptic. Based on that only, they derive how much length you have to pronounce a long syllable, and half of that is the pronunciation time for the short syllable. So it is even pronouncing alphabets also derived from the natural astronomical event. So one Guruvakshara, Guru means long, Roger, Akshara means letter. So the time limit for pronouncing one long syllable is the duration of the time in which the earth travels 1 tatpara of arc, 1/3 of an angular distance in the ecliptic around the sun. So when we pronounce A, Ka, in that period, earth revolves around the sun in 1/3 of angle. That we should understand. And another thing is the most important thing. Aryabhattiyam reveals that respiratory rate of man, that is 15 per minute. How it is came? Because he is told 6 per Vinadika. In each time of Vinadika, there will be 6 respirations. That is inspiration and expiration of the air. So 2.5 Vinadika is 1 minute. So 6 into 2.5 minute, that is in 1 minute, there will be 2.5 Vinadika. In each Vinadika, there is 6 respirations. So in 1 minute, 15 respirations is there. So Aryabhattiyam, thousands of years before itself, mentioned the respiratory rate of men, human beings, as 15 per minute. Is it correct? Modern science accept that? Yes, definitely accept. See, I am a medical man. I got read in my third year posting from that medical textbook confirms. This is William F. Gannon, University of California. He mentioned the respiratory rate as 12 to 15 per minute. And Hutchison, another important medical text, that mentions 14 to 18 minutes. And a great physiologist from India, Sarada Subramaniam, he mentions 14 to 20 per minute. So it is 15 per minute. What Aryabhatta told thousands of years before, the modern texts, medical texts, mentioned the same number. So how much medical knowledge was there in India in the remotest past, we can understand. And Vadesara Siddhanta mentioned in the same way. I need not explain. Like Aryabhattiyam, same thing it mentions. 12 times of a month is a year, like that. See, you can compare. This is time divisions. This is angular divisions. So one Savana year, that is civil year, is 12 months or 360 days. That I explained. What is Savana year, civil year? What is sidereal year? What is solar year? That I explained in the last. Solar year has 365.25, 6363004 days. But civil year we calculate as 360 days. So in the same way on revolution, that is one circle, has 12 Rasi, 12 zodiac sign, and 360 degrees, 360 Amsa. Amsa is a Sanskrit word for degree. So for degree and minute, second and third of angular division, there are Sanskrit word for that. That shows these divisions exist long before what Europeans mentioned. Thousands and thousands of years before itself, it was there in India. It's a proof. So 1 month is 30 days, like that. One zodiac sign is 30 Amsa, that is 30 degree, and 1 day is 60 Nadika. See, 24 hours will not equate with angular division. Only the Indian division of time calculation will only fit with the angular divisions. That we should know. 1 day is 60 Nadika, and the same way 1 degree is 60 minutes of arc or 60 lipta or kala. Kala or lipta are the Sanskrit word for minutes of arc. And 1 Nadika, that is 1 minute of arc, is equal to 60 Vinadika. 1 Nadi, that time is equal to 60 Vinadika. In the same way, 1 minute of arc is equal to 60 seconds of arc. We call it seconds of arc in Sanskrit as Vilipta or Vikala. But modern thing, they confuse. They use a minute and second and third, both for time division and angular division. That's why we have to tell minutes of time, minutes of arc, seconds of arc, seconds of time, thirds of arc and thirds of time. But in Sanskrit, there are separate word for time divisions and angular divisions. So how much they are better understood the science better than the modern science, that we should understand. And 1 Lipta, that is 60 Vilipta, and 1 Vinadika is, I explained, 60 long syllable pronunciation time, and 1 Vilipta, that is seconds of arc, is equal to 60 Tatpara. And the modern science has named it as thirds of second arc, but it has a separate name, Tatpara. So that shows that equal. How time divisions is exactly coincide with the angular divisions. How angular division is derived from time division, or time divisions are derived from angular divisions. Both are complementary. Like that, in the Indian calendar system, exactly they are complementary, and also they are one and the same. Like that, we should understand. This is the same thing. 1 year is the time required for the Earth to travel 360 degree of angular distance. 1 month 30 degree. 1 day is 1 degree. And 1 Nadika is 1 minutes of arc. 1 Vikadika is 1 seconds of arc. 1 Gurvakshara is 1/3 of arc. That I mentioned. And pronouncing one long syllable, during that time, Earth will revolve 1/3 of arc, 1 tatpara of arc, it will travel. So this is actually, you can see, compare, exactly same. Both are one and the same and complementary, that you can understand. So, and another important thing is, what is the lowest time division, lowest period of time and the largest period of time, smallest and largest. So, Vadeswara Siddhanta and Goda by Vadeswara, it was written some 1200 years before. In that, it mentioned a time unit, that is 3D, that is the unit time. That is a lotus petal. If you prick a lotus petal, that time is 3D. What is that exact? It is 1 by 1,12,500th of a second. That is 0.000009 second. This is the smallest time unit in Indian calendar system. What is the largest unit? It is Brahma's life. That is 430 to crore into 2 into 360 into 100 crore years. That means 311,004 billion years. If you tell in billion, 311,004 billion years is the time span of Brahma. So we got a time unit. The smallest is 1 by 1 lakh or 112,500th of a second to 311,004 billion years. That is the division. Even modern science don't have, I think so. They may be having nanoseconds, but this much time, whether they are having, I don't know. And how, another important thing is, why there are 7 weekdays? Why Sunday is named as Sunday? Why Monday comes after Sunday? Is there is any science or astronomical thing in that? Or just like that, they named it? That we have to analyze. See, this is Hora. What do you mean by Hora? Hora is the time unit that is equal to 1 hour. From Hora only the terminology hour came. You see, for Jataka, we are using English horoscope. Scope means looking inside. So, colonoscope, like that, many things, scope are there in medicine. Scope is something, scope is to look inside. Hora means hour. So, that time minute. So, how the time is for the person. So, that is why horoscope is mentioned. Hora and scope. So, horoscope is Jataka. That is Kundalini. That is why it is mentioned as Hora. It derives from Hora. Hora is 24 Hora for each day. And 2.5 Nadika is 1 Hora, or 60 Nadika is equal to 24 Hora. Why it is named? From which, why each Hora is named? It is named after the Graha, like Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn, like that. On the 7 Graha out of the 9 Graha, usually in Indian astronomy, there are only 9 Graha. Navagraha we are saying, because their own gravitational and tidal force will be excessive on Earth and also human beings. So the Indian ancestors find out what all the Graha means. Any celestial body can be called as Graha. It can include star, satellite, or planet. The only 9 Graha can cause something alteration on the living and nature of the Earth. So they identified based on the gravitational force and tidal force of each Graha. Based on that, they identified only 9 Graha. And after that, only 7 they picked for the Hora. Why they left Rahu and Ketu? Rahu and Ketu, but nothing but ascending and descending node of moon. Because the Earth revolves around the Sun in a horizontal plane, and Moon revolves around the Earth not in the same horizontal plane. It is slightly tilted. If you place two bangles, two circles, one above the other in the same horizontal plane, it won't cut. But if you tilt one of the circle, one of the ring, one of the bangle slightly for 5 degree or 10 degree, then both ring or bangle will cut at two places. That cutting point is known as Rahu and Ketu in Indian astronomy, and modern astronomy name it as ascending and descending nodes of moon. So it is concerned with the moon. So in Indian astronomy, it also mentioned as Sandrapata, that is the foot of moon. So because these are all only cutting point, not real graha with mass or with shape. So it is left. So they are mentioned as Chaya graha, and so they have no hora, no power on a particular hour. Remaining graha, 9 out of 9, 2 left, so 7 graha. Sun, Moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, Saturn, all these have influence on each day, 1 hour. If the first 1 hour is for one graha, second 1 hour for next graha. Like that, it will change. How it will come? So each of the 7 graha rule one hora, one after other. The first hora starts from the sunrise. When the sunrise starts, that is the first hora. So before sunset, that is the last hora of the day. So first to 24. How they allotted? In what basis they allotted each hora to each graha? That also explained by Aryabhattam and Aryabhatta. Saptaite, that means 7. Koresa, that is the Ishvara, that is the Lord of the hora. Sanaichara Adhya, that means from certain. Sanaichara means Sanaichara means moving. Sanai means slowest moving, slowly moving. So even the angular velocity of the Saturn is the lowest in the Navagraha. So that's why he mentioned as Sanaichara. So even that name also, with logic, with scientific basis, they gave to that graha, that planets, Saturn. Yatha kramam, in that order, Sigraha, that is increasing angular velocity. They allotted one hora to one graha and next hora to another graha. First hora is for the lowest velocity, angular velocity. Next is the immediate increasing velocity, like that. And Sigrama Sadurtha, that is in that way, the fourth planet, fourth graha, will be the hora, that lord of the hora of the Surya Vadaya. Surya Vadaya Dinapaha. That I will explain the next thing. See, Saturn is the lowest angular velocity, then Jupiter. So Saturn, after first hora is Saturn, then second hora is Jupiter, then Mars, then Sun. Instead of Earth, Sun. Because Earth's revolution is imposed on Sun, and we are seeing that Sun only revolving around the Earth. And Venus, and Mercury, and seventh is Moon. Moon is the fastest angular velocity. So this is based on the length of the elliptical circles of in which each celestial body moves. For example, the linear velocity of all Navagraha will be same. For example, this is Mercury. It has a small circular orbit. So in a particular period of time, it will complete 360 degree. But Saturn has a long angular orbit distance. So this distance is equal to only this distance. This is covers 360 degree, but this is only 15 degree or 20 degree. So when Saturn moves 15 to 20 degree, the same length of orbit, the Mercury will complete one revolution itself. So it has 360 degree, it has only 15 degree. So here we compare only angular velocity, not the linear velocity. And the moon has the smallest orbit. So it has the longest, highest velocity, angular velocity. The velocity of the moon is the highest. And Saturn has a larger orbit. So it is the slower angular velocity. That already, you see, how Aditya ji asked one question. Why people are denying? Because we have to give explanation and we have to prove. See, Surya Siddhanta, a text, astronomical text of India, That was written some thousands and thousands of years, more than 10,000 or 50,000 years. In that, the angular velocity of all these seven graha are given. This is the estimation of modern science. You see, you compare what is the value of Surya Siddhanta to modern science. It is 23rd, it is only 33rd. That is 101 by 3,600 into 60. That much only the difference is there. Not even 0.001% difference is there. Jupiter, you see, compare. Mars, you can compare. Earth, you can compare. Venus, you can compare. Mercury, compare. Moon, compare. See, you see, it is 52/3, it is 57/3. That's all. Very minor difference. That may be the velocity would have changed during time. So, how much accuracy in calculation in India about the angular velocity of these seven graha? They calculate even Rahu Ketu also, 18.6 years per one complete revolution. So, all the Navagraha, the angular velocity, the ancestors of India, they know perfectly, accurately, some thousands and thousands of years before itself. That proves they have an excellent knowledge, and it only spread from India to Europe. So, because Surya Siddhanta is the oldest ancient astronomical text. Ptolemy and others are later only. So, from this, because oldest and who told first is only the credited person, that we can understand. So, based on this angular velocity, if you take Saturday, the first hora is Saturn. Immediately, the graha which has more velocity than Saturn is Jupiter. So, second hora. And after that, Mars, which has a more velocity than Jupiter. You see, first Saturn, then Jupiter, then Mars, then Earth. Instead of Earth, we are putting Sun, and then Venus, then Mercury, then Moon. Like that, it will come. You can see Saturn, Jupiter, Mars in that solar orbit. That structure itself you can see in this hora. Solar orbit, where Saturn is situated. Outermost circle, inner to that circle is the Jupiter, inner to is Mars, inner to is Earth, inner to is Venus, inner to is Mercury, and Moon is revolving around the Earth. So the same order is given. Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, Sun. Instead of Earth, we are giving Sun, Venus, Mercury, and last Moon. So like that, 7 hora will go, and the next 7 hora will go in the same manner, and the third 7 hora will go in the same manner, and Aryabhata told 4th hora will be the first hora of the next day. See, this is the first hora, Saturn, second hora, Jupiter, third hora, Mars. What is the 4th hora? It is Sun. That's why Saturn, after Saturn, Sunday will come. Sunday, you can say 22nd, 23rd, 24th. First hora is Moon. So Monday. You can see Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, Saturn. Like that, the 4th hora. This is first, second, third, and 4th. Aryabhata clearly told Chaturtha, 4th hora, will be the hora of the next day, Surya Udaya. So, whatever the graha which rules the first hora of that day at Surya Udaya, that day is named after that graha. You see, Sunday is named because Sunday is the first hora up to Surya Udaya of that day. Moon. So, it is Monday. See, even the name of the 7 days in any Sanskrit or Tamil or any of the Indian languages, you say Adivara, Ravivar, like that. Ravi is sun. This is next is Somavara. This is Mangalvara. This is Budavar, Guruvar, Sukravar, Shanivar. See, the name is same. But when spreading from India, because it has to travel now, many people has to pass. So the name has altered. Except the sun, moon is altered into Monday, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, totally altered. All these 3. Saturn is altered into Saturn. So from here, when it travels, something altered. But in the original place, it will maintain the same thing. See, in India, any language, any Indian language, even Sindhi language, Nepali, Sinhala language, you can compare. It is non-altered, non-corrupted name. But in foreign countries, it is corrupted because it traveled thousands of kilometers. During that travel, it has to pass many persons, so it altered. So this itself so that the concept of 7 weekdays and naming of the weekday and why the Sunday comes after Saturday, all these concepts are derived based on astronomy and angular velocity of the graha, and it originated in India and it traveled to Western countries. That we can prove this itself. It is the best answer for Aditya ji, his question. And how? What about Tithi and month calculation? See, Sandramana is a difference between the longitude between sun and moon. See, one circle has 360 degree that I explained. On Amavasya day, why it is called Amavasya? It is a new moon in English we are calling. Why it is in Sanskrit it is called Amavasya? It has a meaning. Ama means dwelling with, in coincidence, in conjunction, residing with. Vasya means residing or dwelling. Ama means with. So on Amavasya day, if you see from earth, sun and moon will be in conjunction. You can see sun, moon is dwelling or residing with sun. That is why it is called Amavasya. Why it is called Paurnami? Paurnami derived from the Sanskrit Purna. Purna is complete. So on Paurnami day, the full moon is there. So that is also with scientific astronomical knowledge only they give the name. Sun or Earth's revolution velocity is this much. That is almost 1 degree per day. But moon's revolution velocity is 13 degree. So the difference is 12 degree. So when sun moves 1 degree, moon moves 13 degree. So the difference is 12 degree. So each 12 degree is named as Tithi. That is one period of time. The longitude based on longitude difference between sun and moon. So when you can see that in this picture, this is sun, this is moon, this is earth. On seeing from earth, moon and sun are in conjunction. That is, moon is residing along with the sun, dwelling along with sun in conjunction. That's why it is called Amavasya. But in one day, earth will revolve like this. So it will, apparently sun will look like it is moving like that, 1 degree. But moon revolves like that, 13 degree. So from here, this place, it is 12 degree. This is one Tithi, Prathama Tithi. Prathama Tithi, first Tithi is 12 degrees, second Tithi is 12 to 24 degrees. Like that, where they are calculating. When moon completes half revolution, that is 180 degree, sun would have apparently come here. So when moon comes here, it is exactly opposite on seeing from earth. So that is Paurnami. And when again comes another 180 degree, the sun will be here, and otherwise we can say earth came here and moon again will come here. So 360 degree. Again Amavasya will come. So this picture clearly shows that when the moon is in between earth and sun, that is Amavasya. And when sun and moon are an opposite 180 degree on seeing from earth, that is Paurnami. So when sun rays reflect here, and this part of the moon will, there won't be any sun rays fall, so it is dark. That is new moon. When moon is here, all the sun rays will fall and reflect back to earth. So it is Paurnami. Like that we have to. So in Paurnami only lunar eclipse occur. In Amavasya, that is new moon only, solar eclipse will occur. So this is the calculation of Tithi. It is called as Pratipada, Prathama, Dvitiya. Second, Titiya means 3, Chaturthi, like that. In numbers only, up to 14. After that, Paurnami or Amavasya, which I explained. So this is the method of calculation of 30 Tithi or 30 days. Tithi is almost equal to 1 day, 24 hours. So 30 days or 30 Tithi calculation for a month. So it is also scientific. It is based on the longitude difference between sun and moon. on viewing from Earth. That is the thing. And there are another calculation per month, many calculations per month. One is synodic month, because when moon is in conjunction, it has to move round one circle and come again to conjunction. This is called 1 month. So it is known as synodic month. Synodic means conjunction. So when sun and moon in conjunction and the consecutive next conjunction between the time is 1 month, that is synodic month. That is based on sun and moon. And another calculation is, it is based on the ecliptic star that is here. So when moon is in conjunction with this star, that is any one star, Kritika Nakshatra, if it goes round and comes again 360 degree, and if it is in conjunction with the Kritika Nakshatra, previously it is conjunction with sun, now it is with the ecliptic star. So that is sidereal month. So that difference we have to understand. So the sidereal month is 27.321 days. Synodic month is 29.530. Why the difference? Because when the moon travels, the earth also travels. Moon travels 13 degree, earth travels 1 degree. So apparently sun will be looked like traveling 1 degree. So moon, on completing one revolution, it has to cover some extra distance to come in conjunction with the earth. But stars are here, so it will be in conjunction with the same 27 degree. But because earth is revolving around the sun, not the ecliptic star. Ecliptic star are outside the earth's revolution. So this movement will not be imposed on earth, ecliptic star. That's why it is 27.32 days and it is 29.53 days. That is the difference, because moon has to travel extra 2 days, 2.25 days to cover and come in conjunction with the sun. That is the important difference we have to understand. Then this is Chandramana. Based on moon's revolution around the sun, we are calculating month. Another month calculation is based on the apparent revolution of the sun. So the sun also will be looked as moving from one zodiac sign to another zodiac sign all around 360 degree on viewing from earth. So when sun enters here and it covers this 30 degree, that is one zodiac sign, that is known as one Sauramana month. That is based on sun's revolution in the ecliptic. That we should understand. So 12 months are there, because 12 zodiac sign, so 12 months are there. That is Sauramana. Saura means sun, Chandra means moon. So Chandramana and Sauramana calculation. But mean days per Sauramana month is 30.43. But it is every month it will vary. In Tamil calendar, if we see some month, we have only 29 days. In some month, we will have 32 days. Why that difference? Because the earth revolves around the sun, not in a perfect circle, in an elliptical circle, and sun is not exactly at the center. So the angular velocity, if the moon is nearer to sun, will be more. So it will cover 30 degree in less time, 29 days. When it is here, it will take more time, because the gravitational pull of the sun is less. So it will be slower. In perihelion, it will be slower. So to cover 30 days, it will take more time, 32 days. That's why in Sauramana month, each month, the number of days will vary, 29 to 32. In Tamil calendar, it is there. In Sanskrit, every almanac in India, that number of days per month, if it is they are following Sauramana month, solar month, it will definitely vary. That is because of the apohelion and perihelion. And another thing is, why I want to explain, there are many calculations per year, 360 days per one Savana year, and tropical year, that is based on season, that is 365.24, and sidereal, that is Nirayana 25, and lunar month is 354.3670. Why this lunar month is low means, because it per month in Chandramana month is 29.53. If you multiply into 12, it will come only 354. So it is much less, 11 days less than this Surya versus Dina, that is solar days between per year with the lunar year. So that also we got to account for that. For that, each year there is a less of 11 days. We can compare 11 days are there. So almost 12 days per year. That is in each month 1 day is less. So for that, in Indian calendar system, especially Vedanga Jyotish of Lakata, they introduced one concept Adhika Masa, that is excess or intercalary month. During a particular period of time, they introduce one intercalary month. So that is every 2.5 years, 30 months, they introduce one intercalary month in the lunar calendar. So it equalizes with the solar calendar. That is known as luni-solar calendar in Indian system. That much calculation, concept, accuracy is there even thousands of years before itself. So they equated the lunar calendar with solar calendar by introducing excess or intercalary month every 2.5 years, 1 month. That concept also there. And another thing is why this tropical year and sidereal year, Nirayana and Sayana, Sauravarsa, why there is difference. That I have to explain. See, Earth revolves around the Sun in this pathway. This is the point where the celestial equator, the violet color, cuts with the yellow color. Why this celestial equator is tilted by 23.5 degree mega? Because Earth's axis is tilted. Earth is not in vertical. It is tilted by 23.5 degree. That's why this Earth's equator is tilted, which is a celestial equator is nothing but the extension of Earth's equator. So it is tilted. But the ecliptic is in horizontal. So because there are two circles at a different angle, this is the 23.5 degree. So they cut each other at 2 points. This is vernal equinox. This is autumn equinox. This is summer solstice. This is winter solstice. So when the Earth is here, when the Sun is here, we can look at the Sun is at vernal equinox. So when the Earth starts from here and revolves around and again reaches the same ecliptic star, that is based on sidereal, that is Nakshatra or star. So that is 1 year, that is 365.25 days. But because this vernal equinox is drifting backwards, this equinox is drifting backwards, the modern science called it as precession. Surya Siddhanta calls it oscillation, which I explained already. So this is drifting backward. So from vernal equinox to vernal equinox, because vernal equinox is drifted backwards, the Earth requires less time than to be in conjunction with the same star, ecliptic star. That's why this tropical year, that seasonal year, is less by 0.01 day. That we have to understand. And there is two system of measuring the movements of the graha in Indian astronomy and modern astronomy. Modern astronomy use the equator as a coordinate. So this equator is taken as a coordinate. So they use right ascension and declination. It is based on Earth's equator, which is an extension into celestial equator. So all the graha position or planetary position, star position, they use equator coordinate to locate any place, a right ascension and declination. So based on that, they can fix any planet in which area in the sky. But in Indian system, they use ecliptic as the coordinate. So why they selected ecliptic, that I will explain. So this is the ecliptic is the coordinate for Indian system. This is equator is the coordinate for modern science or Western science, we can say. So in ecliptic, we use only the term longitude and latitude. Equator coordinate, they use right ascension and declination. Why Indian astronomy is ecliptic, whether it is more practical or than this, that we have to understand. See, this is the white line is the pathway in which the Earth revolves around the Sun. And The moon is also revolving around the earth in the same ecliptic pathway, like this. It revolves. Okay. So what we are saying, this moon, earth is when it is here, the moon is will be here, and this ecliptic star, which is between this belt, between the red color and yellow color, in this area, like this. This is yellow color. This is in this belt. We can say it is an ecliptic belt. In that, some ecliptic star will be there. That star and the moon will act on the earth. So its power on the human beings will be more. Not this star where it is situated. It has no effect on earth. But the star, ecliptic star, which is in horizontal plane with the moon, along with the moon, it acts, because the tidal force of the moon is much more than the tidal force of the sun, because it is very close to earth. So this star is low, they are much larger than even sun, because they are distanced very much. So their force also there, but it is minimal. But when it combines with the moon, it has more effect on human beings on the earth. So that's why they selected ecliptic as the coordinate, because moon revolves round in the same ecliptic, and it always in conjunction with some star, and that some star will in conjunction with moon acts on the human beings much than any star situated here. So this star has no effect. So any ecliptic star only will have effect. So if you say that in a celestial equator is there, if there is any star in horizon in conjunction with the ecliptic celestial equator, it has no effect, because moon is traveling only in this yellow line. That's why Indian ancestors choose the ecliptic coordinate as their base for Indian astronomy. That is more practical approach. Both are correct. I am not saying that ecliptic or equal, both one is wrong, one is, both are correct, both are scientific, but it is more practical when concerned with the effect of stars and moon on earth and human beings. So it is more practical application of the science. So it is better practical application. So there is an Yogatara junction star. So that's why we are counting only 27 ecliptic stars. We are not calculating all these ecliptic stars. The Indian astronomy mainly concerned with the stars that are within this ecliptic belt, though thousands of light years away from this ecliptic belt, they have effect on Earth. And why the months are named, why there are 12 months, why there are 27 divisions of ecliptic star, why, how they are named, whether it is also astronomical and scientific, that we have to understand. See, one sidereal month and 27 Tara divisions of ecliptic belt. Why it is there? See, moon completes one revolution around the earth in 27.321 solar days. That is in comparison with the ecliptic star. So this, you can see, suppose moon is here. It is in conjunction with this ecliptic star. When it goes around this and again come with the same conjunction of this ecliptic star, it has 27 days. So that is known as one sidereal month. So that's why, because it has 27 divisions, the ecliptic stars are divided into 27 parts. Each day one part. And this Ashwini is within this 13 degree 20 minutes. Not only Ashwini star is there, not Tara or Pudu or Nakshatra is there. It is the main largest star in that range, that is 13.2 degree. So it is known as junction star or Yogatara. And this as full area is named as Ashwini. Ashwini asterism. Bharani, like that, 27. Because why? Because moon completes one revolution in all this, covers all this 360 degree in 27.32 days. So round figure is 27. That's why it is named as, divided into 27 nakshatra group. And the same way, why there are 12 months? That is, it is based on the ratio between the revolution of the moon around the earth to the revolution of the earth around the sun in particular period of time. Suppose if you take 1 year or 365 days, in 365 days, Earth how many revolution it complete? Moon how many revolution it complete? Because here we are connecting with the Earth with the Sun. So we are not taking sidereal, but we are taking a synodic. Synodic month is the in comparison with the Sun. That is Sun and Moon conjunction to next conjunction, consecutive conjunction. So Sun is there. So that is why we are taking here synodic month. There is no Sun. It is only star. So we are taking sidereal. That is also exact concept there. So 12 months you can compare. So 12.3686,537. If we divide 365.25 into sidereal month, lunar month duration, it is 12.368. So it is round figure is 12 months. So that is also scientific. Why 12 months were kept, not 10 months or 15 months per year? Because it is a ratio between the moon revolution around the Earth and Earth's revolution around the Sun in a particular period of time. That is why 12 months are there. That is why 27 nakshatra are there. It is all scientific and astronomical. And when moon is in conjunction with the Jeshta star, usually in nakshatra, if you tell in Sanskrit, any celestial body can be named as nakshatra. But to name a star, it has different terminology. Specifically, if you want to name star, that is Bam is there, Tara is there, Utu is there, as per Amarkosha. But nakshatra also means star, any celestial body. It can mean moon, sun, or any planet or anything is called nakshatra. Nakshatra is a common terminology for all, but Bam or Utu or Tara is a specific name for a star, ecliptic star. So when moon is in conjunction with Jeshta Nakshatra, we are saying on that day there is Jeshta Nakshatra is the ruling. And any person born on that particular day when moon is in conjunction with the Jeshta Nakshatra, his Janma Nakshatra is Jeshta Nakshatra. Like that we are calculating. Earth is at the center, moon revolves around. All the 27 nakshatra in 27 days. This is the nakshatra name in Indian astronomy. What is in modern astronomy? What is the nakshatra? Apparent longitude and latitude is given. So in Indian astronomy, they know all the 27 nakshatra and their longitude and latitude thousands of years before itself. Veda mentioned all 27 ecliptic tara. That is Taittiriya Samhita of Krishna Yajurveda, Atharva Veda and Maitriyani Samhita. All these things, 27 ecliptic Tara Nakshatra were mentioned along with the preceding deity of that Nakshatra, it is mentioned. Sometimes they include Abhijit Nakshatra as the 28th Nakshatra. So that I explained. What is the birth star or birth Nakshatra of the day? That I already explained. Why months are named Chaitra, Vaishakha, Jeshta, Shravana, Bhadrapada, like that in Sanskrit, in Indian astronomy, or any language of India, it is named like that. Because when Sun is in Aries, that is Mesha zodiac sign, Earth is here, Moon will be opposite in the Paurnami, that is full moon. When Sun is in Aries, Moon will be 180 degree apart and it will be in conjunction with Chitra Nakshatra. So wherever Moon in conjunction with any Nakshatra, any Tara on Paurnami day, that month is named after that Nakshatra or Tara. In Vaishakha month, Sun will be here and Moon will be here. Vishakha Nakshatra. That's why it's Vishakha Nakshatra. Vaishakha month. When Sun is in Mithuna zodiac sign, Moon will be in Jeshta Nakshatra. So that is Jeshta month. And when Sun is in Karkataka, then this will be in Purva Ashada. So that is Ashada month. When Sun is here in Simha zodiac sign, Moon will be in Shravana month. Shravana Nakshatra to Shravana month, 180 degree apart Paurnami. Like that it is named. I need not name all the month, but for example, for Chaitra, so like that Vaishakha, Jeshta, Ashada, Sravana, Sravana month, Bhadrapada, that is Purva Uttara Bhadrapada, like that Magha Nakshatra, Magha month. Palguna, Uttara Palguna, or Purva Palguna, Uttara Palguna, like that. Pushya or Tisya month, so Pushya. Like that, Margasirsa, Kritika, Kartika Nakshatra. So, when the moon is in conjunction with the star on a full moon day, that month is named after that nakshatra. Because why they named? Because on Paurnami, moon will be easy to identify and it will be beautiful and it is complete, Purna. Anything complete is auspicious. That's why they selected Paurnami day, Purna day, full moon day. When on full moon day, when moon is in conjunction with a particular star, that name of the star is given to that month. So name of the 12 months also based on astronomy and based on auspicious thing and easy to identify. So that much wisdom and knowledge is behind in Indian astronomy. So another important thing is modern science, how and the almanac, both are using the same. I am not saying that from almanac only modern science derived that concept. But what modern science today use the concept in launching satellite to moon or Mars, same thing is used by Indian astronomers some thousands of years before. See, for the example, when seeing from Earth, when moon is in conjunction with Jeshta Nakshatra, we are telling that on that day, the Jeshta Nakshatra is the ruling Nakshatra of that day. This concept. And the next day, Moola Nakshatra and Purva Ashada, like that. Each day, the moon travels like that. So on this day, Sravana Nakshatra is good. This concept that is used in launching satellite to moon or Mars, anything, any planet. See this picture. India has launched the Chandrayaan in 22nd October 2008. That is a great moment for India. So on launching on that day, moon was there here. But this Chandrayaan, moon satellite landed on moon on November 14th. So 22 days are there. And in 22 days, moon will be traveling like this. If you launch a satellite like this, it won't reach moon. So we should not launch in this direction. We should direct our satellite in this direction. How to identify? So for that, modern scientists, astronomers, and space scientists, they use the fixation with reference to the fixed stars of the ecliptic. That is the same thing. Jeshta Nakshatra, Moola, and Purva Ashada, the same 27 Nakshatra they are using. So because it is fixed, Achalani Bani, this Nakshatra are not moving, Aryabhatta mentioned. So they are stationary. So this is stationary, moon is only moving. So on comparing the movement of a moving object, we have to compare it with a stationary person. So when you compare the activities of Jivatma, you have to compare with Paramatma, who is stable and constant. Only Jivatma is moving, not constant. Like that, the same concept is applied because it is stationary, it is moving and seeing from Earth. So we have to compare the movement of this moon with the stationary nakshatra, ecliptic star. The same thing our ancestors, thousands of years before they applied and mentioned the day, Jeshta Nakshatra, Kritika Nakshatra, like that. Same concept is used by modern science. I am not saying that modern science you copied that. Don't take in that way. The same thing, what modern science thought, our ancestors, Indian astronomers, thought thousands of years before. That much intelligent and wisdom people were there. So when moon, it is maybe Jeshta Nakshatra, and 22 days after that, it may be Pushya Nakshatra. So we have to launch the satellite towards Pushya Nakshatra. Then it will reach moon. That is the concept. See, like that, the Chandrayaan moved. In the same way, Mars, India launched a Mars satellite in November 2013, and it reached on 24th September 2014. Nearly 300 days. But on departure, the Mars was here. But it goes round that in a circle. Within that period of time, Mars moved here. So we have to launch here. How? This is also based on the reference with the fixed ecliptic star that also used in modern science. So then the most important thing is there is no leap year calculation in Bharatian calendar system. Why? In Western calendar system, either Julian or Gregorian, anything calendar system, there is a leap year confusion. In 2000 year, Common Era, there is a confusion whether February is 29 years or 28 years, some printed calendar with the 29 and they withdraw it. Like that, there are a lot of confusion. But in Indian calendar system, there is no confusion. Even it go unnoticed, that leap year. How? There is a Sanskrit mantra, Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityoma Amirdam Gamaya. Like that, one Sanskrit sloka is there. So, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, from dark to light, we have to move. From false to true, we have to move. From mortality to immortality, we move. So, that concept is applied here. So, the earth requires not only 365 days, but 13 to 22 Nadika to complete one revolution around the sun. It is not constant for every year. In some year, it is 13 Nadika, that is 5 hours. In some year, it is 22 Nadika, that is more than 8 hours. So, it varies between year. We are taking only average as 365.2563 So, because of that, every year, the sun enters into the next revolution circle. It is delayed by 13 to 22 Nadika. It is not exactly 365 days. So, when the sun enters 360 degree to into the next revolution, if it occurs in the daytime or up to 9 o'clock night, mainly daytime, when there is sunlight, that day is taken as the first day of the next year. If the sun enters during night, especially after 12 o'clock, that day is counted as the last day of the previous year. Only with the sunlight, only the next year will start. So, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, with the sunlight. So, in Indian calendar system, with the sunrise, only the day, month, or year will start. So, when the crossing of 360 degree, if it occurs during daytime, when there is sunlight, that will be counted as the first day of the next year. If it enters during night, when there is no light, only darkness, that day is counted as the last day of the previous year. And the next day with the sunlight, when sun rise, we will calculate as the first day of the next year. So by that, unknowingly, without we don't know what happened. So it go unnoticed, but it is corrected. No confusion. That's why there is no leap year confusion in Indian calendar system. It is scientific and also it is logical and it is also auspicious. So that is the thing. It is natural thing. And there is why 4 yuga of 43,20,000 years. Why we calculated such a huge number? What is the reason behind that? You see, this is the revolution of the planet in 43,20,000 years. Aryabhati mentioned. You see, moon's apogee. It is 4,88,219. So if you reduce this, it will be not an integral number. There will be fraction. There will be decimals. So for each revolution in integral number, if we calculate only in 43,20,000 years only, all revolutions of the planet and also sun and apogee and everything will be in integral number. That's why we took 43,20,000 years as the one Mahayuga. In that we divide 4 by 10 is the Satyuga, 3 by 10 is Treta Yuga, Devapara Yuga is 2 by 10 and Kali Yuga is 1 by 10. Like that we divide. Because of this, we want the integral number of each Graga's revolutionary number. We adopted this 43,20,000 years as the number of year for one Mahayuga. And this is mentioned even in Sankalpa Mantra from the remote past, this 4 Chatur concept, and also in inscriptions in Tamil Nadu, in Tirupur district, it mentioned Kali Yuga and also other yuga. 27 Maga Yuga, Krita, Treta, Dwapara Yuga, so Kalpa and Manvantara, everything is mentioned in this inscription. And also in calendar, almanac for the year 1793. That is more than 200 years. Before that, there is almanac in India, and it was a note on Saptarishiyara by the great scholar Kail Khan, who wrote it in Indian Antiquity, volume 20. In that, he mentioned that Indians can calculate the number of Kalpa days remaining, number of Kali Yuga days remaining, everything they calculated. Excellent time calculation is there. This is the evidence given in Indian Antiquity, volume 20, in the page. So this concept is there since remote past. And why there is 5 years and 60 years cycle, that also I have to explain. I already explained the Adhika Masa, lunisolar correction. 2.5 years, 1 month. 2.5 years a fraction thing. So 5 years, 2 months. So that's why they took 5 years as the Yuga cycle. In 5 years, every 5 years, there will be 2 intercalary or excess month is added, so that the lunar year is equated with solar year. That's why 5 years. And 60 years is because of the revolutionary speed of Jupiter and Saturn. Jupiter almost 12 years. Saturn requires 30 years to complete on 360 degree. And the LCM, least common multiple of this 12 and 30 is 60. That's why we adopted 60-year cycle. This 60-year cycle is named as Prabhava to Akshaya in almost in all places in India, especially in Tamil Nadu. So this is 60-year cycle is based on Jupiter and Saturn revolution. And coming to the last point, this Manvantara and Kalpa. What is that Manvantara and Kalpa that I ought to explain? Without that, it will not be complete. So one Manvantara is the 30 crores 84 lakhs 48,000 years. What is that? Because 71 Mahayuga plus the Sandhi period, that is junction period of 17 lakhs 28,000, the number of year for Krita Yuga, that is equal to one Manvantara. What do you mean by Manvantara? Manvantara is the period in which the solar system is situated in Milky Way galaxy. And this solar system will revolve around the Milky Way galaxy. One revolution takes this time, 30 crores 84 lakhs 48,000 years. So that was also calculated by Indian astronomers thousands of years. So they named that period as one Manvantara. And what is Kalpa? Kalpa is nothing but the Milky Way galaxy will revolve around the center of the universe now. For that, it requires some time. That is 432 crore years. That is 14 Manvantara, 14 revolutions of the solar system around the Milky Way galaxy. In that period, Milky Way galaxy revolves around the center of the universe, one revolution. So that is 432 crore years. So that is also scientific. Even modern science didn't estimate this. And why this Kalpa? What is this 432 crore years? That is the half a day for Brahma. So after half a day, that is the daytime for Brahma. And during night time, the whole universe will become Laya within him. And that is immersed within him. And in the daytime, again, it will emerge. And we are saying the universe is constantly expanding. That is the constant concept of modern science. So again, in the Srishti, next time, this after the daytime, this Srishti, that creation of the universe will come. So that is 432 years concept. So I already explained the lowest time unit and largest time unit. And the most important and final thing is the modern science till 1900 or 950, they thought time is linear. But in Indian calendar system, since the remotest past itself, they mention time is cyclical. We used to mean Kala Chakram. Chakra means circle. The terminology is there since time immemorial in our nation, India. So Kala Chakram. Kala means time, Chakra is circle. So time is cyclical. That is the concept of Indian astronomy. And modern science, after Albert Einstein's theory of relativity is equal to mc square and other discoveries, they accepted that time is cyclical. So this was explained by Indian astronomers some thousands of years before. So when time is cyclical, how can we say that this is the first month of a year? See, in circle, we can keep anything as the first point, anything as the last point. Suppose if we can keep this is the first point, or this is this, anything. So the first month of a year, we can keep anywhere. Why in Indian calendar system, they are keeping Chaitra as the first week? So in Tamil Nadu, there is a controversy. Some told that January 15th should be the first month instead of April 14th. Chaitra 1 instead of that. Pushya 1 should be there. Because cycle, anywhere we can keep, no, that is correct argument. But one thing we have to see, on drawing a circle, we have to start at one point and complete that point. That starting point is the beginning of the circle. So Brahma Spuda Siddhanta and Siddhanta Siromani Vishnu Dharmottara Puranam mentioned on creation of this universe, this Graha start revolution around the circle at sunrise at Lanka on Chaitra Sukla Pratipada. So that revolution starts on the days Chaitra month first day at Lanka at sunrise. So that's why we are taking Chaitra as the first month of the year. So it is also scientific and also logical and astronomical. So based on this, I now come to conclusion. You see, from the both lectures, you can see that evaluation of time divisions from 1/60th of a second to crores of years, it is all based on astronomical events, revolution, rotations of the earth and moon around the sun and around the earth. And it is absolutely and completely natural and astronomical. And this understanding of the difference between the number of days between lunar year and solar year, they understood well, and they equated by adopting lunisolar cycle, lunisolar year. And they cleverly managed and avoided the confusion of leap year in Indian calendar system. Excellently, they avoided. And there is a difference between Nirayana and Sayana and oscillation and precision of equinox that I explained in the previous lecture. And this Tithi, Karna and weekdays, why 7 days a week, and Tara, Nakshatra, Panjanga, and naming and order of weekdays, how the Tara concept, Tara and moon concept, conjunction concept of our ancestors, that is Nakshatra moon conjunction. That was also used by the space scientists, and both are exactly similar and same. So our ancestors thought of this excellent scientific method, which was used by space scientists today, in the remotest past. That much knowledge, wisdom was there with them in the remote past. And months, Amavasya, Paurnami, how that name is natural and astronomically based, how it is cleverly named, correctly named, and Yuga, Mahayuga, Manvantara, Kalpa, everything I explained, and why Chaitra is fixed as the first month, why time is cyclical, everything I explained. So based on these two lectures, we can understand that is the excellent and absolutely correct calendar system is the Indian calendar system. So may I request the entire world, the entire humanity, to adopt a best system of Indian calendar system. Why they have to follow defective calendar system? When there is a best thing is available, the intelligent people will choose only the best thing. If you go to some shop, we'll choose only the best thing, not a defective thing. So I have put forth to the entire humanity the best calendar system available in the entire world. So I request the entire humanity to adopt this Indian calendar system throughout the world. That is, with that, my request, I conclude. And these are all my contact numbers. Anybody can contact. And I express my wholehearted thanks to Sri Aditya ji and also the volunteers of Sattology and the eminent professors, students of various universities. I respect them more.
In the presentation, you showed the calculation of different distance of stars and planets. Now, the Sanskrit word uses nakshatra,
Yes.
and the nakshatra is used for everything. Graha and nakshatra. Like
Mm.
there is no word star, there is no planet. These are
Yes.
Western terms.
Yes. Yes.
Like Krishna says,
Correct.
Nakshatranam aham shashi.
Yes, that is excellent. Last session you told, and I have verified. So after that only I analyze that nakshatra and graha is a common name for
Common name.
any celestial objects. Graha
Exactly.
means Sanskrit is to attract.
Yes.
Anything which attracts other celestial body is graha.
Right.
Nakshatra, also there is an explanation. In Sabda Kalpatirma, there is an explanation for nakshatra. And Gola. Gola is any spherical body is called Gola.
That's right.
So the terminology in Indian astronomy is entirely different. Some people confuse, they translate Graha into planet. And they argued that Indian astronomers, they don't know that planet, sun is a star, they included in planet. They only wrongly translated Graha into planet. So Graha, that can mean sun and moon, but planet doesn't mean sun and moon. So there is a different derivation of terminology that they should understand.
And people have to understand that in trying to fit Indian astronomy into European astronomy or gain relevance, they are actually destroying the terms within the Vedic cosmology.
Excellent.
And then you cannot calculate anything, because then all the Janma Patra chart, everything becomes useless meaning. This is not relevant now.
Yes.
So the moment you start doing that, and this is the major fault I see with many concepts in astronomy, because Sanskrit words are nakshatra and graha. There's only one word, nakshatra actually. Graha is also added later on, but there is no and Surya is only one everywhere.
Yes.
In this Brahmanda, Surya is only one. And the European scholars think that every star is like Surya. No, it's not correct. It is proved many times in Mahabharata. When Matali says these are the residences, graha. Now he's calling nakshatra as graha now. So same, he says residences of great rishis and munis and devtas. He says that. So in second place, Yudhishthir Maharaj also. When he's taken in the same body to the Swarga, then again he's told the same information that these are the residences. So like the whole Vedic cosmology changes the European viewpoint, and what I have come to conclude.
Any star as Surya, that is not correct.
Correct. That is not correct.
Is correct. Absolutely correct.
Yeah, because Arunodaya, there's many prayers there, many Arunodaya, where Arun is the charioteer of Surya, his younger brother of Surya, and there are many prayers are there, and which is very striking. Like one thing I have come to a conclusion: anything which Europeans philosophers say, including Galileo, their scientists say, you have to take everything with a pinch of salt, verify, and do not try to equate with Vedic cosmology. Keep them separate and teach them or correct them, or don't even teach them, but we'll tell our version of the whole thing. Yeah?
I will add one thing.
Yes.
Nicholas Copernicus told, we study in textbooks, that is, he is the first person who mentioned that Earth is revolving around the sun. But his concept is defective, because what he told, everything in a circular pathway. All planets are revolving around the sun in a circular pathway. It is wrong. It is scientifically proved it is elliptical pathway. But our ancestors know it is elliptical. That's why they calculated Manda and Sigra correction for that. So how scientific our people are there, even thousands of years before Nicholas Copernicus. But in our textbook, we are reading Nicholas Copernicus as a great person. That is the tragedy, defective thing in Indian education system.
Very clearly, like the Surya movement is mentioned in my latest book also, Pandavas. It's east of Meru Parvat, going down, and then coming up from the west of Astachal, Mediterranean Sea, again in the Pacific. So the whole movement is Pacific Ocean to Pacific Ocean, or Atlantic Ocean, sorry, Pacific to Atlantic Ocean. Now, if anyone goes to Peru and sees the sunset and sunrise, will be totally different. and you go to Japan and see the sunset and sunrise is totally different. And people go to easternmost Asia, sunset and sunrise will be totally different. India, everything is balanced. India gets a maximum daylight by the Devta in the entire world. Like the maximum daylight, if you calculate the total number of daylight hours, India gets a maximum. But anyway, I'll stop here and we'll touch again later. Thank you so much, Dr. Raja. And thank you so much for the viewers for watching. And do comment and subscribe to the channel. It will help us a lot in our ratings. Namaste.
Namaste.